ओंटारियो ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸੋਮਵਾਰ ਨੂੰ ਕੋਰੋਨਾ ਵਾਇਰਸ ਦੇ 1058 ਕੇਸਿਸ ਦਰਜ ਕੀਤੇ ਗਏ ਅਤੇ 11 ਡੈਥਸ ਹੋਰ ਰਿਪੋਰਟ ਕੀਤੀਆਂ ਗਈਆਂ। ਇਹਨਾਂ ਮਾਮਲਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਟੋਰਾਂਟੋ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ 325, ਪੀਲ ਰੀਜਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ 215 ਅਤੇ ਯਾਰਕ ਰੀਜਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ 87 ਨਵੇਂ ਕੇਸਿਸ ਦਰਜ ਕੀਤੇ ਗਏ। ਜ਼ਿਕਰਯੋਗ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਪਿਛਲੇ 5 ਦਿਨਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਲਗਾਤਾਰ ओंटारियो ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੋਰੋਨਾ ਵਾਇਰਸ ਦੇ 1000 ਤੋਂ ਉੱਪਰ ਕੇਸਿਸ ਦਰਜ ਕੀਤੇ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਹਨ ਅਤੇ प्रोविंस के पब्लिक हैल्थ ऑफिशियल्स का कहना है कि इस वेले कोविड-19 का टेस्ट पॉजिटिविटी रेट ओंटारियो के 3.3% है। दस दिए कि यॉर्क रीजन सोमवार तो रेड जोन के शामिल हो चुका है, जबकि टोरंटो और पील रीजन 8 मार्च तक स्टे एट होम ऑर्डर अधीन है।
We are ensuring through our vaccine distribution that the people most closely to their communities, the public health units, are making the decisions on what is the fastest and easiest and most equitable way to ensure that people get the vaccines they need. It's why we've empowered 34 public health units to do that, and we've ensured by doing a distribution based on population that as a larger public health unit comes online and needs the vaccines, we distribute it from the province based on population. So that distribution will happen very equitably, and we are confident that those 34 public health units are reacting and responding to the needs in their local communities.
ਇਸ ਨਾਲ ਹੀ ਦੱਸ ਦਈਏ ਕਿ ओंटारियो ਸਰਕਾਰ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਨੈਸ਼ਨਲ ਹਿਊਮਨ ਟ੍ਰੈਫਿਕਿੰਗ ਅਵੇਅਰਨੈਸ ਡੇ ਮੌਕੇ ਐਂਟੀ ਹਿਊਮਨ ਟ੍ਰੈਫਿਕਿੰਗ ਸਟ੍ਰੈਟਜੀ ਲਈ ਹਿਊਮਨ ਟ੍ਰੈਫਿਕਿੰਗ ਐਕਟ ਇੰਟਰੋਡਿਊਸ ਕੀਤਾ ਗਿਆ ਹੈ। ਇਸ ਸੰਬੰਧੀ ਜਾਣਕਾਰੀ ओंटारियो ਦੀ ਐਸੋਸੀਏਟ ਮਿਨਿਸਟਰ ਆਫ ਚਿਲਡਰਨ ਐਂਡ ਵਿਮਨਸ ਇਸ਼ੂ Minister Dunlop ਵੱਲੋਂ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਗਈ। ਜ਼ਿਕਰਯੋਗ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਇਸ ਐਲਾਨ ਦੌਰਾਨ ਪ੍ਰੀਮੀਅਰ ਡਗਫੋਰਡ ਵੀ ਖਾਸ ਤੌਰ ਤੇ ਹਾਜ਼ਰ ਸਨ।
Today on Human Trafficking Awareness Day, it is important to let victims and survivors know they are not alone. Our government stands with them, stands for them, and is continuously working to hold those who commit this crime accountable. Our government has been absolutely clear. This despicable crime is completely unacceptable, and we are going to do whatever we can to protect our children and youth from this, as well as provide the supports victims and survivors need to heal. Since launching our strategy last March, we have moved forward and are taking strong action against human trafficking. We are enhancing specialized services for victims through victim service agencies, reinvesting cash and proceeds seized from criminals to help fight human trafficking, supporting anti-human trafficking projects delivered by community police services, releasing new awareness and education tools for children, youth, and Indigenous communities, and investing in new community-based supports across Ontario to help more victims and survivors. Today, as the next step in the delivery of our strategy, we've introduced new and amended legislation to help victims and survivors better protect children and youth and strengthen our actions to fight this crime. This legislation includes changes that, if passed, would be the first of its kind in Canada, solidifying Ontario as a leader in anti-human trafficking efforts in the country.
Today, our government is taking further action against this despicable crime. The legislation builds on the $307 million investment in our anti-human trafficking strategy and will help raise awareness, protect victims, support survivors, and hold offenders accountable. This legislation is the first of its kind in Canada, and it is desperately needed here in Ontario. Our province has become a hub for human trafficking with the most police-reported incidents in the entire country. We will not allow this to continue here in Ontario. This new bill proposes to strengthen the ability of children's aid societies and law enforcement to protect exploited children in many new ways. It supports more survivors and the people who support them in obtaining restraining orders against traffickers, with specific consideration for Indigenous survivors. It increases penalties for traffickers who interfere with a child in the care of Children's Aid Society.